Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're listening. This is another episode of the podcast. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into Cork of the North. The boys, we're back, me and Aaron. He's back in the studio. Mm-hmm. The funny man who's doing his sold-out show at Lavery's. His second show still to sell out.
We're close. It's getting there now.
Is it getting there?
The tickets are chipping. Yes. We only have about 60 left.
I mean, you've still got 2 months.
Exactly.
Plenty of time,
but still do get them.
I also have tickets available for my final Black Box show, which is on in May, on the 12th of May. Tickets are available on my website, andrewryancomedy.com. This will be my third and final show at the Black Box. Did the first show in the studio, second show in the big room, third show in the big room. Please do come along. You'll be able to see me and Aaron. And if you came along to the show in February, it's the same show.
Same show.
So don't be coming again expecting different things. Because people who do the same things get the same results. So if you come to the show again, the same show again, you're going to get the same jokes. I'm currently writing a new show at the moment. Now, this is another episode of Cork of the North. Aaron, it's great to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you enough. I feel like you haven't been in my presence enough. We have been messaging on WhatsApp. I want to know, do you notice, have you been aware? Have you been aware?
What's
Aaron?
changed now?
Aware?
What tube has got shoved up what orifice this time? Did you get a fucking pencil in your ear? I don't know.
No. Have you noticed that I have been hosting the breakfast radio show on Q Radio?
I would if I was up early to listen to it.
I have been a guest host this week on Q Radio in the North. Doing the breakfast show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. with Decky, who's a lovely guy, who's the current
Radio
host.
Decky, call him his full name.
Radio Decky, who's a top bloke. And Amy, who also does the traffic and contributes to the show as well. And Yaz and all the people that are in there. And my first time ever doing breakfast radio as a kind of a co-host. Have you listened?
Oh, not once.
You've not listened.
And once. Andrew, I'll not listen.
Why not?
Not even...
We're not even interested in seeing me, hearing me on the radio doing a professional job. You wouldn't be allowed on the fucking radio.
Well, here's why. Because the radio's not the real you, Andrew. The radio is a watered-down shell of a man on the radio. This is where you get the raw, unfiltered Andrew, which is what I like as a audience. But look, I also still appreciate that you're probably doing a bang-up job on the radio, and I hope you're enjoying it. I'm jealous of Radio Decky. I think I'm going to be podcast Aaron soon. So,
I've been doing the radio. You haven't been listening.
No. Too early.
It's too but you get up early, don't you? What time do you get out of bed at?
My average get out of bed time is like 9-10.
I'm on till 10.
But that's me coming off the back of the bed shift. So I'm still in my reflective thought period at that point in the morning.
You like staring at a ceiling, contemplating your life and your mistakes in the future.
No, I'm just freeing up my mind for what the day ahead lies in front of me. That's all I'm doing. It's it's my gratitude hour. That hour. That's when I take.
Do you know what? This time next week, you'll be a vegan, sea swimming in Helen's Bay, getting out of bed at 4:00, reading a book about gratitude, writing down your thoughts and your feelings,
doing wellness retreats.
I'm posting about like, hey, positivity, and by the end of it, you're still going to be as fucking miserable as you are now.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Shout out to all those people that do those
things. Yeah. Helen's Bay on a Sunday morning. I'm just going sea swimming. Yeah, you going? What's the? He's hooking up the microphone.
That's all right.
That's producer Sean,
okay.
who's getting married in 6 weeks. Plenty of time to call it off. Anyway, so I've been on the radio, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been listening, Q Radio, I'm just doing a week as a kind of they've asked me to come in. They've obviously
4 days.
4 days. Because I've actually, I can't. Well, they asked me to come in for a week, and I said I can only
even do the week.
I can't even do the week.
You're like, how about 4 days? I'll meet you at 4 days.
I said to them, I'll do 4 days. And why am I only doing 4 days? Because this weekend I'm actually in Edinburgh performing 3 shows at the Edinburgh Stand Comedy Club.
That's exciting.
So I wasn't able to do the Friday because I'm flying very early to Edinburgh on the Friday, which means I couldn't do the show. So they were like, would you come in and co-host for a week? I said, yes, I can't do a week. So automatically we had to negotiate. We had to negotiate things. Now, I've been doing it and I've been learning and understanding breakfast radio, and it is a lot of fun.
You enjoy it, do you?
It is, and it's a lot to do. People don't realise, like, you just press play. No, there's a lot to do within the show. So there's always like moving parts. So, for example, I'll give you an example. very terrible tragedy happened in Greece with the trains. Okay, a lot of people have died in Greece, which is very sad. So what you do is when something like that breaks and there's breaking news, you have to make sure that a couple of songs afterwards are not linked into any form of trains stories or train stuff like that. Something that could
Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune.
Yeah, like there's nothing like that. Yeah, exactly. So
it never gets played, but
But you know my point. Like, so you have to be very cautious of that.
Yeah.
Also, as well as all the phone calls that are coming in are all pre-recorded. So
Right.
so you have a conversation with somebody, and then you edit the clip and you put the clip out 5 minutes later. So it's not actually
you're
live.
pulling back the curtain here.
It's not actually live.
People are listening to this freaking out right now.
No,
Andrew.
because you have to like understand that people could swear.
That's right.
People could say rude stuff.
Fucking right.
They could say stuff like, "Why don't you f off back to Cork?"
Yeah,
kind of
that
thing
was
like
me when I
that.
phoned in.
I'm not gonna figure out if there's gonna be a day when there's gonna be messages coming in, and I'm gonna be like, "Who is this fucking number?" And it's just Aaron Butler like winding me up. So we did all that 4-hour shift in the morning. The time flies.
Oh, would yeah.
Like I get in for about 20 to 6.
Yeah.
We have water, coffee, banana. We start off news headlines, set the tone of the day. So today we were talking today about there was a news story about somebody getting proposed to at a Harry Styles concert. So we were talking about funny proposals, weird proposals. Do women propose to men or women, all that kind of stuff, So we kind of had that team. And then we had a bit of bants, and then we've Amy who does the traffic, and then they asked me to do the weather today. They said, "Do you want to do the weather?" And they came over, and Decky said, "And over to Andrew for the weather." And then there's like a bit of music, and it goes, boom, 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 and it comes to me, and I just went, "It's grand." And then he just played a song. So we're actually having quite a good laugh doing it, but there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting out of bed.
I would rather get my dick used as a punching bag by professional boxer Tyson Fury than have to commit to that every day.
But it's fun. It's a job. But see, the difference between you and me, Aaron, is that you're not a full-time stand-up comedian. You have a separate job working in keynote speaking,
everything, and video production,
video editing,
so many other skills. It is because I'm more skilled than you. Yes, I know what you're saying.
You are more skilled than me, Aaron.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I am more talented.
But you know what I've got? I've got work ethic. I've got work ethic.
So do I, but just not until the hours of 10 o'clock till 10 that night.
Producer Sean, you've listened in. Have you listened in, Producer Sean? Give me some feedback.
I think you're doing great.
Yeah. What did you think about me on the radio?
It's surreal.
Surreal.
It is surreal.
Thank you, Producer Sean, for your continued support.
Oh yeah.
What?
You in the
So you listened to it yesterday, and you were like, "Oh my god, that's Andrew's voice on the radio."
Yeah, I actually forgot about it, and then Nicole texted me, and she was like, "Listening to Andrew here on the way to work," and I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck!" And then I stuck it on my phone.
And did you like it?
Yeah, it sounded good.
Oh, good. There you go. Now that's great, Sean. Thanks so much for the support.
No
Good lad, Sean. Keep doing it for me.
Keep supporting.
You're doing the work for me. No, here's the thing. I just if you were on like afternoon radio or something, I'd probably get listening in no problem because I'd be in the car or something like that. But I'm very rarely in my car.
I understand. Yeah.
Time. But look, fair play to you.
I've always wanted to do radio,
And now you're doing it.
No, I'm doing it. No, I also understand that it's not for everybody, but it's a skill set that I've always wanted to learn, because when I was growing up as a child, one of the first things I ever heard about comedy, I remember the very first time I found comedy, which was I was on my way to under 10s or under 9s Gaelic football in Douglas and Cork. I lived on Donnybrook Hill. I got a lift down. I remember my dad was in the car, and a radio show came on RTE called Scrap Saturday with Dermot Morgan, who played Father Ted. And Scrap Saturday was a radio show based around impersonations about politicians, famous people. Back in the 80s in Ireland, there was a Taoiseach / Prime Minister called Charlie Haughey, and they used to mimic him. And now I didn't understand anything about politics at this time, but all I remember was my dad not able to control the car because he was laughing so much, because of the power of the radio and what was coming out of the radio. And ever since then, getting older and growing up and going to work and working in jobs, I used to listen to Today FM in Ireland with Ian Dempsey, who's still there today. So radio, I've always been interested in radio. Even when I'm driving now, I tend to listen to things like BBC 5 Live, RTE, News Talk. I don't have a favourite station or a favourite host. I just like radio.
Yeah.
And I always thought to myself, wouldn't it be great to be able to try it? And out of the blue, Q Radio just approached me and said, look, you're in Belfast, would you like to come in as a co-host just for a week? And we negotiated the 4 days. And I've done it, and I'm not going to lie, I have really, really enjoyed it. And I just think, because obviously you're not a full-time comedian, performer, whereas I am, and to me it was just like, is it something I could learn? Is it something I could develop? Is it something I can keep doing? And obviously doing the podcast and doing this is also a great bit of crack and stuff like that. But this is the unfiltered. Like when I go on the radio, stuff you cannot say.
Yeah.
Like you cannot say. But you're also not overly restricted.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. Like.
You wouldn't know, but I must get you in one day as a guest.
Yes, whenever we get that.
But you know what? We actually have room for guests if they want to come in and plug any of their stand-up shows.
Oh, I'll do that.
But you don't wait till after 10. So unfortunately, Aaron, you don't actually qualify because you've just told no. You send Sean in to plug your show.
Yeah, Sean's my surrogate.
He's just like,
I'll send my associate.
I could get Decky to get you in to plug your show at Lavery's.
I will dress Sean up as me, and that will be.
The whole time we've been talking about it here, all I can think about is ways that we can like prank you while you're on the air.
Well, there is a WhatsApp you can WhatsApp in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just think that would make for an amazing series.
It's very hard to get through the phone. It's very hard to get through on the phone, though. It is very. But you know what? So it's something I've been doing, and I hope you've listened in, or you can listen back. I've put some clips up on my Instagram about me doing it, but. I'm enjoying the team environment, the bond, like the laugh. We have a lot of crack in there when the music's being played. Yeah, and I thought it'll be just like this is going to be ridiculous adverts and music, and I won't be able to speak or anything. Like that. There's plenty of opportunity, but one thing I've noticed: do you know how hard it is to fill 2 minutes on the radio when you have to be on time for something else and you have to make something interesting and funny? It's very hard to know. I know on a podcast like this, which is a long form podcast, we can sit here and just chat absolute fucking shit. But on the radio, you can't do that.
It's 2 minutes on the radio.
You have to learn.
Like a lifetime.
You have to learn it. And people think like, oh, you just go in and just chat crap. No, there's structure to it. There's a bounce to it. You know when to come in, know when to come out, know when to say something, know when to not say something, and then you have to match up all the links and all the news. It's very exciting. I've been sacked, by the way.
That was my next question. My next question is, have they let you go yet? And what do you think? Would you like to continue doing more stuff like that in the future?
I don't know what I'd become. I would like to maybe learn how to do the desk.
Learn the desk.
Basically learn the editing, learn the desk, learn the moving parts. And maybe be a stand-in presenter. Sort of like, oh, Andrew, could you do Sunday mornings for the next month for 3 hours because so-and-so's on holiday?
Gotcha.
And I could go in like Sunday mornings with Andrew Ryan on Q Radio.
Very sensual voice there. So there's Barry White.
Coming up, we've got Lionel Richie
on
Q Radio. All night long. Well, it's the morning Sunday, now, but you know. We've got a message in here from Aaron. Aaron is just like to say that he's, why don't you F off back down to the south, you Fenian bastard? That's from Aaron, who is at home all night long.
Yeah. And isn't
Andre,
up early.
I thought we had a nice team environment in here.
We do have a nice team environment, but this is only an hour.
This is true, yeah.
But I'm in there for 4 hours. You're in there from like 20 to 6 to like 20 past 10. So I've just come from the radio now, straight up here to record this.
Oh, sorry.
It's brilliant.
All I'm hearing is that we're not as good as them.
Sean, look, we knew this would only last so long, Sean. We knew we were on borrowed time. What I was going to say was, on the clips I've seen, you always seem to be standing. Are you always standing?
So what happens is, when you're doing radio...
Listen to the veteran here. 3 days. Listen, guys, it's just you don't know between the links, like trying to get the time in. Like you'll know whenever you know. Go ahead.
Do you know, guys? You know when I'm in the zone and I'm doing my breakfast presenting on radio.
Yeah.
Basically, what happens is you follow on the computer when you have what's known as your talk time, and you can see how many minutes away you are from a conversation with the other presenters. So what happens is when the music's on, you kind of sit, you read the WhatsApp messages, you look at what music's coming up, you'll talk amongst yourselves, go, oh, we've got a 2-minute conversation coming up. Will we talk about this? Will we talk about that's in the news? Will we talk about this? And you got to go, oh yeah, but if you talk about that, I'll come in with this bit and you can come in with that bit. And then when we actually talk, we stand up and then we talk. And then after the 2 minutes talking, we sit back down again.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But that's just radio, guys. You know, like when I'm on the radio in the morning.
Oh, sorry, that's why I didn't know.
You'll find, like, see, like when you're doing, say, your like live act, and you've got like crutches to fall back on when you've got to like fill in a certain like atmosphere. Or
Yeah.
like, there's things in radio like where when there's like an awkward silence in a conversation with someone, or if you're presenting alone and you've just run out of things to say about a topic, there's like wee crutches that you fall back on. Like you'll go, okay, so like you'll just have a wee cheat sheet beside you, maybe of like, you know, Lionel Richie. So that was from the 1974
Exactly.
album,
Wow,
and we like time fillers that mean absolutely nothing.
Oh, you could make him up as well. Go. We just had a text in here from Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah hasn't texted in at all.
Yeah.
I'm literally just making this up on the spot. Sarah's in Newton Ayres. Sarah's just texting to say her husband has gone to the petrol station and put diesel in instead of unleaded. That's from Sarah. Well, all the best to her husband there who's got...
Yeah.
Sarah hasn't texted in at all. There is no Sarah.
Exactly.
I am reporting Q Radio the Ofcom now.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I go on to Ofcom and then all of a sudden I get pulled off one day by the manager on the radio. I go on to the
Pulled
radio.
off one day? Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, if I go...
I'm definitely reporting them now.
Would be good. Ofcom. Thank you. Still got it, baby.
We have spoken about this at length.
Have you
Length?
had to do have they had to do like the Ofcom chat with you?
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, today
This podcast
this
needs
podcast would
several.
fail.
that's a boring 2-hour talk. Like
What they've... No, I think like...
Do they put a wee DVD in? I'd love that. Watch this DVD for 10 minutes.
You are not allowed to say the following.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Wait, back to where you get. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to be
Yeah.
anyway. But I must say, I'm finding it a lot of fun. It's enjoyable. And, you know, I'm just a radio guy now.
You're just the radio guy now. Wow.
But that's it. It finishes this week. And you never know. I might come in and do it again another time down the line. We never know. But it's exciting, though. It's fun. Would you ever, like, if they rang you up and said, Aaron, would you like your own radio show? I know you would go out of your way to find ways not to do it.
No, I would.
you not?
It depends on the offer. Like, obviously, it all comes down to flipping time and money and all the rest of that stuff. But if it all aligned, I'd absolutely go for it. Like, yeah.
Which I think you'd be very good on the radio.
Yeah, I think I would manage okay. Like, again, it's not something I've ever sought out, but I wouldn't be opposed to it either.
If I was invited back onto Q Radio to do a breakfast show or go in as a stand-in or help out one day a week or maybe in 6 months' time, would you be interested in coming in as a guest?
Absolutely.
If I can get you in.
If you can get me in, if you can Trojan horse me in the Q Radio, I'll
Cork in the North, go nuclear. Cork in the North podcast, go live on radio. And then 3 hours later, BBC Northern Ireland. Q radio station today was shut down due to a number of complaints where Aaron Butler just walking in going, who's pulling who off?
that's one of those like YouTube challenges, and it like caption is just how quickly can we shut down?
How quickly can this radio station get shut down?
Yeah.
But we have people that message into the show and they're saying stuff like, who's the person on with Decky this morning, and who's this guy, where's he from? And
people take it like there are dedicated listeners who almost like live a story of the show. They're all like wanting to know what's going on and what's happening. And I think that's cool. I think the interaction with the audience is probably one of the key sort of great parts of radio.
Yeah.
Is that you get that live, like people sending messages, people sending emails, song requests, competitions. Like there's that whole dynamic thing about it that makes it exciting.
As a radio presenter,
sure. As a veteran radio presenter,
I'm going to be the new Terry Wogan.
No.
BBC Radio 2.
Yeah.
Coming up now is the news with John.
The
So anyway, that's me been doing the radio all week and stuff like that. And then last weekend, were you gigging last weekend? Because I was back on the road last week. I did, what did I do? I did 12 hours of driving in 3 days last week.
Ooh.
Down to Dublin, down, back up, down to Dublin, back up, down to Dublin, back up. 2 hours ago, 4, 8, 12.
we doing down south and just coming back up every time?
2 hours down, 2 hours back, 4, 8, 12. 3 Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I did 3 nights in Dublin, drove down and back every day. Shouldn't have done it really.
Yeah.
I was coming back on the Saturday and I was getting home. I was getting off stage around 11:15. I was getting home at about 1:10. And I remember passing Banbridge on the Saturday and I was actually quite scared. I was so tired. And I decided, you know what? So I pulled in, gave myself a bit of talking to, was like, come on,
I would have loved to have seen a camera GoPro on that chat right there. Come on, Andrew. You can fucking do it, lad.
There's only
That's a
19
podcast
miles
right
to go.
Yeah.
But as a radio presenter, I used all my skills as a radio presenter.
Of course you did.
To,
What did you do? Start hosting a competition in Millbank Bridge? Like, who wants to win?
Call in now once
yeah.
you hear Ed Sheeran for win 2 tickets. To the
So yeah, you brought yourself into you pulled yourself in to give yourself a stern talking to.
And I got home. I just said, "Come on, Andrew, wake up. You're nearly home."
Yeah.
And I took myself nice and easy, and I got myself home. But anyway, I was down in Dublin. Fuck me, man. You know what? I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
You have. I know where this is going.
I've said it before.
I know.
Where's it going, Aaron? You know me so well. Where's this going?
Oh, fuck Dublin.
Yeah. No, it's not fuck Dublin. I like Dublin.
Yeah.
Dublin. I love doing gigs in Dublin, but that
be ours with it.
fucking city. That city.
You mean Dublin?
The whole thing annoys me.
Yeah.
I had to pay €20 for just over 3 hours of parking.
That sounds about right for Dublin, doesn't it?
€20 a night. I couldn't get any parking on the street after 7. And they fucking clamp in Dublin.
Really?
Any city that clamps people is a disgrace. There should be no clamping of cars in any city in this country.
Yeah.
I know it's not in the north, but it is in the south. You clamp in the north?
I think you can, but like you have to really.
That's the council clamping you up for no tax and stuff, though.
Yeah,
I'm talking
true.
clamping if you stay over 5 minutes in a car park.
No, I
It's
don't
a
think
private-
there's car park
it's not
clamping.
private
No.
park. Yeah, so it's outlawed up here, but not down south. I think it's an absolute disgrace that they clamp cars down south.
That is
It's an absolute disgrace.
That is bad
I think
crack.
it's disgusting.
The
behaviour.
why did not you stay down? That was the sentence.
I know where to stay.
Oh, with the okay.
The comedy gig. This gig doesn't give a hotel. I was going to stay in my auntie's, but I forgot to ring her.
I thought there would have been like somewhere cheap or something you could have.
No, because that means I would have had to pay for a hotel.
I
and
know.
Pay for full day parking.
I know.
And if there's anything you know about me, Aaron,
Look, I know.
I ain't paying for shit.
The penny pincher. That noise is great. Can you hear that? I know the audience can't hear it because these mics are fantastic mics.
These are very good mics. These
So
are our new
you
mics.
will not hear it, but in the background of our ears is a terrible drilling sound.
I don't know what's going on outside, Sean.
I think.
No idea.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was
know.
going to make a joke about
No,
somebody.
I think it's something to do with Sinn Féin. That's all I'm going to say.
just carving up the protocol.
Something's happening. Carving up the protocol.
Somebody's
Richie.
mother is having a good time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The what?
Somebody's mother's having a good time.
All right, love. Moving on.
That's like something I'd say. You've been hanging around me too much. I'm bold for you.
So tell me, Aaron, I haven't seen you for ages. What has been going on in the world of the B-Man?
You know, Andrew, as a radio presenter. Gigging. Where have I been gigging? I gigged in Lavery's last week.
How was that? I'm in Lavery's next week.
Lavery's was very fun. Very, very good. I enjoyed it.
Are you doing new material for this show? Because you have to do this show. This is an hour of material. You've got an hour.
Oh, I've got an hour, yeah. I've got 45 to an hour, depending on how big the laughter is.
So if it's
So look, if it's very little laughter, it's a tight 40 minutes. If it's big laughter, we're on there for
an hour and 5.
good while.
Yeah.
Good while. So, yeah, there is. Look, the material is the least concerning part of it to me because that's already been done before I even booked the show. It's more just I'm developing even more material just to keep the muscle memory.
Yeah, so where have you been the last few weeks?
So I was in Lavery's. I headlined a show up in McGee's Shooting in Derry. That was hard. And then I did the Sunflower on Sunday with Darren Matthews. That was not too bad. And then I'm in Pug Uglies, I'm in Edge Coffee tonight, your spot.
Oh yeah, that's tonight.
That's tonight.
It's a great gig.
It is. I did it a few months ago. It was very fun. And then I'm doing Pugs
Dave's
tomorrow.
hosting that, isn't he?
And then I'm in Pug Uglies tomorrow night. That's sold out with Paddy and Dave and Darren Matthews. So a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, I'm just writing loads, trying to just try a bunch of new shit. And some stuff is hitting, some stuff isn't. I've got some bits that are like really good, but I just don't have a finish for them,
Yeah.
which is annoying. When you have like a good joke that has great build up and then it's like, and then you just can't find a way to tie a knot on it, and you're like, that's kind of where I'm at with a few bits at the minute, but we're getting there.
And
look, it's fun. And to all the people who are out watching the gigs, I hope you're enjoying it too. and it's good to just have the crack, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to, and working, of course.
Have you seen the news about the prisons?
Which ones? I mean, that's very vague.
So have you heard, so basically Northern Irish prisons
What about them?
have brought in a technology scanner. It's an X-ray scanner for visitors to check if there's detected drugs or anything stored inside you. And they're going into the Northern Irish prisons. Have you ever visited anybody in prison?
If I went in, like, do you ever see when a magician does that thing where they pull stuff from their sleeve? And it's just like never ending. That's me, but I'm just like this. They're like, they buzz in. They're like, "We're going to need backup."
And a SWAT team just fucking turns up with a load of guns. Like
we need people on overtime.
So basically, body scanners are coming into the prisons in the north, right, to check people. Can I ask you a question about prisons, right?
Yes, do.
Have you ever visited or been in a prison?
No, but I've only seen the documentaries that Stephen Nolan did on them, which were...
So Stephen Nolan, what did he do? Go into prisons in the north?
Yeah, he tried to be like Louis Theroux, being like, I'm here going to go into the prisons, blah, blah, blah. But the best thing about it was, like, I think it was Hyde Bank. Is that the one it was, Sean? Probably. I think that is... It's like the boys' prison or whatever. And Nolan's like walking among the grounds looking all like fucking serious and all and blah, blah, blah. And the boys from the jail just shout, Nolan 50 bellies. And I fucking was like, yes.
That's the content you
That's
want.
what I want to see. Just that would be me if I was in the jail. And then Nolan just had a big sad face on him.
So he did prison documentaries because
It's probably still on iPlayer if you want to look at it. Like
I've been to one prison in my life, and I was only on the outskirts. I didn't actually go in. Like,
why for? What was the reasoning?
So I went to Brixton Prison in London.
Okay,
just for a look.
Oh, just a tour?
Just a look, yeah. So basically, I had a half a day to kill in Brixton and Brixton Prison. I thought I must go over and have a look, and I did. I genuinely did. Like,
what were you hoping to see?
I don't know. Like, I just like, I just gotta have a look at this prison. So I walked over, and there was people queuing up at the visitors entrance, which is basically they were going in obviously to visit their family and friends or whatever. I walks up anyway, just kind of have a bit of a look, and it was quite sad. Like, I just kind of felt for the people going in to obviously visit their loved ones. There was a lot of people there with babies and buggies and stuff. But I got a feeling, like, are you the kind of guy that you think you could survive in prison?
Oh, do you ever see that show Game of Thrones?
No.
You know of it, though?
I know it.
Do you know of...
Filmed here, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently. Do you know King Joffrey?
No.
He's like the wee, like, Prince King who, like, basically gets his way for... I would be the King Joffrey of prison, I think. I think what would happen is I would go in low on the hierarchy at the start.
Yeah.
And then...
You'd be running the wing.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, look, I'd work my way up. I think at the start it would be like, you know, who's this guy? What's his deal or whatever? And then I would start spreading rumors about myself. I'd be like, yeah, I killed like 6 people and all. I killed like fucking Jerry Adams and all. Like, I'd say stuff like that, and they'd be like, holy, and they don't have access to news, so they're like, holy fuck, he killed Jerry, he's mad. And then I would earn respect in the jail and stuff like that. I feel like, and if all else fails, they can buck me, and that would get me very far in jail.
Because I think if you went to jail, you'd be dead in a week.
I mean, that's more than likely.
Purely because...
That's probably the better
Purely
outcome.
because I don't think you'd be able to cope. Because I know you. I know that you're very similar to me in terms of, like, don't come near me. I'll give you a bit of my time.
Yeah.
And I want my own time. And if they put you in a cell with somebody else, you'd lose your mind. The fact that someone else... You're going to hear someone else breathing, snoring,
or
going
kissing.
to the toilet.
Hey, but here's the thing. How long do you have to be in jail to go gay? That's the question. Life sentence, Andrew. Andrew, you get a life sentence. You're Andrew, you're not getting out, right? They've said, dear, listen, no matter what happens here, you're here for life.
I think I wouldn't. I would still be attracted to the ladies.
I'd be 4 days in for me. And they go, you've only got a week's sentence. I'm like, shut up.
You don't even need to go to fucking jail for that.
Yeah, but yeah. But there is, when Louis Theroux did his documentary about jail, that's part of the focus was about, like, people who were in jail for life, and then guys would like shack up together because
But it's company, isn't it? Like also.
Oh yeah,
intimacy.
but then it's also like he's also like, well, I'm in here for life, so fucking. But there would be like the way American jails are a wee bit mad because you would have like, you know, the skinheads and stuff like that, and you know, different races and minorities, and all the people were segregated and blah blah blah. And then there was just one group of like the feminine lads who were like.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And then that was the lads that the skinheads would like walk over to, and like it's like someone should write like a prom style.
And are they like beating them up or something?
And,
and I know what you mean.
they're beating them up, are
Okay. yeah.
from the inside.
I think you would do well in jail. Like, not in that sense. I just think.
No, in that sense.
Do you know? I could
you're
see
quite
you.
creative.
I think you'd be the kind of guy who'd be like in charge of the kitchen or the tuck shop.
No, I think you would start a dance troupe.
yeah. You're like, you know, McGavery's.
Okay, guys, rehearsals on Thursday.
We're doing what's good, the Christmas panto in McGavery.
the prison musical,
the Blood Brothers. The prison musical. Are you a cat? Free cat, C cat, D cat, life. Terrible, you know.
All right, guys, we're doing Jailhouse Rock. Let's go from the top.
Have we got any murders? We need some murders. We need to really kill this scene. I think I would do brilliantly in prison.
Right? Why?
I think because I'd be like the diplomatic guy. I think I'd be going around, going, listen, everyone, let's talk these issues through. I'd be very friendly with the screws, you know, and I'd figure out a way to escape. I've watched Shawshank Redemption loads of times, and all I think is a toothpick and just a wall. That's all I need is a toothpick and a wall. Andrew Dufresne. What was Morgan Freeman's line in that?
The
line?
Raw Wank Redemption.
The first time I laid eyes
Huh?
on Andrew Dufresne.
I'm Andrew Dufresne. I used to be a radio presenter, and then on one day, my there was an accident at home. I didn't do anything. They were all killed.
There we go.
But anyway, I think I was watching that. I saw that on the news today about the scanners going into. But I think that people who are addicted to drugs in prison, the mad thing about it is that body scanners, they will find other ways of getting them in. So what happens is they just target like the screws then, don't they? So what they do is they get their mates to follow a prison officer home. So say if that prison officer lives in a housing estate, take a picture of the prison officer's house, then they ring the prison and tell their buddy, oh, that prison officer lives at number 27, whatever drive. Then you go up to him and go, can you carry some drugs in? Because no, well, I know you live at 27 such as drive, so if you don't get the drugs in, we're going to target your house.
Is that a real thing that happens?
That's a real thing that happens. Well, if it's not, I've created a system.
Well, you've just created the new way.
I just created a new. But that's what they do. They target the prison officers. Because I think the people are so. When it comes to drugs, I think people are really fucking smart. Like, do you ever watch these? Not Banged Up Abroad. They have Australia style security. You know, this Australian security, border patrol,
yeah.
Did you ever see the one in Australia?
No.
Oh my God, they're so strict, and the people coming in are so fucking dumb.
Yeah. What are they trying to bring? Like food and stuff,
Food
whatever.
and like drugs. And they're like, have you got any drugs? And they're like, no, I have no drugs. And all of a sudden, there's like £1 million worth of cocaine.
Or it's like,
what? How did
like
I know?
Randomly, like 2 fucking suitcases full of like Indonesian caterpillars.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do you need all these caterpillars? They're like,
that is weird.
Have you ever, even though you've never smuggled anything into another country, but whenever you go through customs, there's a thing in the back of your head that you go, fuck, I must have something.
Well,
that doubt comes in, doesn't it?
Like last time I went to the States, my mum has a friend in the States who like is from here but lives in America. She lived in America for about 30 years now or whatever, but she's from here originally, and she loves like potato and fucking dairy milk and all this stuff that you can't really get in
soda
America.
bread.
Yeah.
Barry's tea.
Yeah, maybe. But
domestic violence.
yes, no, she gets it. No,
all the things from Ireland.
So she was like, so anytime I go to the States, my mum's like, let me put a wee package in your case for fucking my friend or whatever. And the last time it was like 40 packets of Maltesers, and I was just like, here's the thing, I didn't think I would get pulled up at customs for it, but I was also nervous in the back of my head going, what if they did? What if they do just are like, let's look at your case?
You can't get Maltesers in America.
No, you can't.
Really?
Yeah.
You can get guns though.
To put the Malteser
Why can't you get
pelts
Maltesers? I thought Maltesers probably came from America.
No. American chocolate's awful. Do you not notice?
I didn't notice. So did it not have dairy milk like?
Some places do, but it's not.
What about Twixes like?
They have, but again, they're not nice. The problem is they use a different type of sugar in their chocolate. They, like in UK and Ireland.
Is that because the Americans are all so big? Some of them are, not all of them.
No, I think they use like a syrup instead of a sugar. So like their chocolate tastes mank. Like they have Kit Kats and stuff, but I swear to you, people will tell you they're terrible.
I thought America.
No, their
confectionery would be pretty decent. Like
no, they're like sweets are nice. No, like fucking gummy worms or whatever, they're fine. And they've got like Lay's crisps, which are okay. But even our crisps are better, to be fair. But the chocolate there is just nah.
I never knew that. Now, when I went to New York before I became a radio presenter.
I swear to God, I'm no longer calling you a comedian. You're a radio presenter now. That's what you are.
Radio Andrew.
You're Radio Andrew
Live
now. Yeah.
From Belfast.
Yeah.
Southerner in the North.
Yeah.
FM.
You're a radio presenter doing stand-up. That is what you are to me now.
No. It was comedy that got me the radio presented, Aaron. And you'll never know what it's like to be a full-time stand-up comedian for 12 years. You'll never know the anxiety that I live under. You will never know the fucking edge of the cliff that I've...
I know that. No one knows anxiety you live under. I can't drive home from Banbridge. But yeah.
I genuinely think that... even though I never get caught, never do anything with customs, I often think, you never know, if you ever fly out of Belfast City Airport, sometimes there's security there.
Sometimes there is.
No, but not security as in like the baggage security.
Yeah.
But they stand by the escalator, the escalator going up.
Do you mean when you're coming home? Oh, yes, I know what you mean when you're leaving. They have
like
when they're
police.
coming home too, yeah.
And
I get stopped by them
do you?
all the time.
Really?
Oh.
Well, you look like you would.
To be fair, here's why.
Why?
Because I wear these fucking
You
things
walk
indoors.
through the airport, look, you know what you look like? You look like you're just on your way to do a porn shoot.
And what, so they're stopping me to congratulate me on it?
You're like, where are you going? Oh, I've got to go. You know yourself. That's great. Would you wear your sunglasses in the airport?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I hate looking at people in the eyes and face and seeing them. I just can't be the general public. Here's what I do. These
Are they prescription?
Yeah. So I see as well. Like they do serve a purpose. But also airports are very bright too sometimes.
Yeah.
Like got that bright white light or whatever, so I wear them for that. But I also do big soundproof headphones. So I'm not looking at you, I'm not hearing you. I'm in Butler world, just navigating the airport until I'm like I'm on an Indiana Jones Jumanji style mission to get out of the public and into the lounge. And then when I'm in the lounge, we're home free. You know what I mean? That is my
The lounge is amazing.
That's my Shawshank Redemption.
Belfast City Airport lounge.
Their one's good. What's it called again?
Aspire.
Yeah, it's a good one now, and they've just upgraded it. Like it's.
I love it,
very
mate.
nice.
I go in, turn right. They scan because I've got the pass with Aer Lingus.
Of course.
You go in, and sometimes when I go to the airport early,
That's the key.
get
Because
to
the
airport
breakfast.
because of the breakfast.
Yes, all free.
And you get your coffee, and you can get a nice.
You get whiskey if you want. They've got
you get
booze
whiskey,
sitting everywhere.
Exactly, and you go and you go, oh, this is great. And then you see, you're plane to Heathrow's boarding, and it's at gate 5 is right next to the Aspire Lounge, so you can see the queue. And you go, well, I don't need to go yet till the queue is dead, and then you get on the plane. And then as you get on the plane, then you go, now I flew to London a couple of weeks ago to do the Comedy Store, and I was flying British Airways. What a mad thing. So I get on the plane anyway, right? And this guy was sitting across from me on the flight, and he said he listens to the podcast. But he said to me as we were getting off the plane, he was like, oh, you Andrew Ryan? I was like, yeah. He goes, I listen to the podcast. And he was going off to Legoland with his wife and child. So
Hilarious.
If you're listening to this, man, nice to have met you on the plane. But I tell you what pisses me off, right, about the fucking flight, right, is I got on the plane, and I was sitting at towards the very, very back of the plane, and I was in an aisle seat. And as I went down, I always get on the plane at the end.
Yeah.
There's no point in queuing up.
Nope.
I walked down. There was a lady there with a child, lovely lady, lovely child, whatever. But she was sitting in my seat, and the child was at the window, so they filled. But she knew that wasn't her seat.
Yeah.
And I just went down and was like, hi, She goes, oh, sorry, I didn't realize. You did realise.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no way the airport was going to sit you and your child, an Aer Lingus flight was going to sit you and your child apart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sit in the correct fucking seat until that plane is in the air, and then move.
Yes.
Respect the remaining passengers. You're imposing yourself. It's not good.
Did you not say on a podcast here before that you did that though?
No, that was when I go in. I'm last to board.
Yes. So because you're last aboard, you've right away.
You've right away.
So if she went on last aboard, it
but
would
she
have
was
been
right
fine.
aboard.
But she wasn't last aboard. She was like
I wasn't last aboard this particular time. So my point is that when all the passengers are on and you're the last one to go on, you can kind of sit anywhere.
yes. Right.
But that lady sat anywhere while there were still passengers coming on.
But maybe she didn't know there was passengers left to come on. Maybe she was the second
There was
last
lots of
person.
people in front of me walking down.
Sorry. Yes, that's right. In this situation, there was loads.
Oh, she knew. She knew clearly.
She knew.
She fucking knew.
Oh, but you know what? Is there any better feeling than having to make them move?
Oh, and I loved it.
Me too. I love it too. And it's happened to me loads recently, and I almost purposely go on.
She had the middle seat, right? She had the middle seat, right?
Yeah,
and I had the aisle seat.
Yeah.
And I went down and went, oh, hi, I'm actually here. She goes, oh, sorry, I didn't realise. You did.
Yeah.
Because you did fucking realise.
But you didn't say it to her.
But you didn't, no, did not say it to her.
You just went.
And I went, oh, no worries, it's fine.
You little
And as soon as she moved in, I sat down and went, no, fucking, I'm taking back what is mine.
Yeah,
this is
was
my
she English?
seat. This is my seat for the Irish. She was.
Yes,
take it back.
We're taking it back.
You fucking bastards.
Speaking of English, I don't know if I've told you this yet, but when I was traveling out of Dublin, probably, was it January for Miami or whatever? And there's like security line at Dublin. You know the way, like, you're not allowed to have like fucking water or whatever. This girl,
Oh, yeah.
this English girl was in front of me.
Unbelievable.
Had like water and crisps and all. Had like
disgusting.
had like fucking sweets, but like she didn't have it in her hand luggage. She had her hand luggage, which was full, and then she had like potato in this hand and fucking bottle of water. She goes up security and she's like, oh, and they went, no, you can't take that through or whatever, and they confiscated the potato off her.
Good.
But here was the great part about it was the guy was an Irish guy doing it, and she was English, and he was taking potatoes off her. Oh, and man. My dick, God.
That was such a beautiful thing till you ruined it with my dick.
I know it was.
Say it again. She was taking the potato off you.
And I need to say my dick.
No, go on, do it. Try and do something without that. So we go to so the English guy, go on, say that. The English guy.
The English guy, the English girl was all like, she had the fucking, he just basically, he's like, no, I bin the potato or whatever. And she went through security. But it was just the irony of an Irish bloke taking the potatoes off an English woman.
800 years
We've been
later.
waiting to do that in Dublin security.
Or no, what is it, 100?
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. I'm getting all confused with that.
Yeah.
But you know what, the mad thing, that reminds me of what you've just said there, Aaron, is that when I was living in England, I voted in elections in England.
Okay.
I had a vote, right? Because Irish people have a vote in England. But other European...
Tony Blair guy right here?
Tony Blair. But, yeah, go on the war.
Talking shit.
But there
Go
was...
on the war.
No, I don't know. If you're listening, this is not what you think this is.
Yeah, we're just joking, but...
The war on drugs.
Yes, exactly.
It was the war on drugs we're fighting against.
War on drugs.
That's the war we're talking about.
And Iraq, but no. Sorry, I'm only joking.
I remember voting in elections in England, and I would class myself as like a left of centre kind of guy.
Right.
So I would always kind of vote like Liberal Democrat or Labour Party, okay? But I remember going to vote one day, and went to vote on like in England, and I thought to myself, oh my God, this just doesn't feel right. That here I am, an Irish guy, living in England, paying my taxes in England, and I'm voting in their elections. Even though I'm entitled to, but still as an Irish person, didn't feel right. But then it got me thinking, I'm an Irish guy living in England, voting in their elections. I have a voice in how I feel the UK should be run and should be governed. And I just thought to myself, how the fucking tables have turned.
We've won.
We've won. But you know what I think we could do? We could get all 7 million or 5 million, 7 million on the island, 5.1 million down south. All 5.1 million down south move to England.
So we can get a big...
So we all get the votes.
And we all have to vote the same
way. We then
way.
have 5 million Irish people can move to England on common travel area.
Yeah.
Go in, register straight away, wait 3 years. You have to wait 3 years.
Oh, well, that's...
I think you have to wait 3 years. I could be incorrect on that. Then there's 5 million Irish people now living in England. Ireland's empty, right? And while we're out, we'll do it up while we're out.
Oh, we do it up?
We do it up.
Okay.
Like you know when you have to move house when you get the decorators in, and you might rent a flat for 6 months. We'll do that, right? We all go to England, and then all the Irish people in England start voting there, and we vote in whoever we want.
Yeah, Fianna Fáil. I don't know.
No, you can't.
In England?
No.
But we've got 5 million of us. Let's make a change, baby.
No, we got 5 million votes to the left-wing Lib Dem party, and then we say to the Lib Dems, look, we'll get 5 million Irish to vote for you if you give us what we want, which is we want get Manchester United to move to Ireland.
Yes.
Give us the North.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Make Gaelic a professional sport.
Make Gaelic a professional sport. Start giving us Sky Sports money. You know what I mean?
We would fuck it up.
We
would fuck it up.
Can we have a day in the Buckingham Palace? Can we have a day to loot Buckingham Palace?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on here. I've got a bit of biz for you.
Whoa. Breaking news. 1 second. As a radio presenter, let me know. That was LL Cool J. We now go off to Sean with some breaking news here on Q Radio.
I received a letter at the end of last week from none other than King Charles.
Right.
And
from his office.
Was he your dad?
Not straight from the man himself.
Is he your dad?
And what was the news in this?
It was an invitation to Buckingham Palace.
You did.
On
Paddy MacDonald.
On the week.
Sean MacDonald from the Falls Road.
Yeah, the Buckingham Palace on the week for a garden party. On the week of the coronation.
So you're invited?
I was invited.
Sean MacDonald from the Falls Road has been invited to a garden party with King Charles in England.
With, maybe 100 other people, but still, like...
Does he know who you are?
No, well, what it is every year, they host these garden parties to recognise people who, do work in their community and stuff. Like, they invite them to...
Is that because
Palace.
Is this your community work?
Is this podcast?
Yes, it's this. I get a grant for this.
Do you? All right, genuinely touching. Why do have you got the letter on you?
It's like working with young people and stuff.
Well, that's not us.
That's not you. No.
Speak for yourself.
So, it's. Are you going?
No, I turned it down.
Why?
Can I go?
Because you're a Republican.
No, I didn't. I actually turned it down because the week of my wedding.
But your girlfriend wouldn't understand. You're going to meet the king.
No, well, it's like two days before the wedding.
That's all right. The garden party's it's not going to be a 48-hour drug fest, is it?
It doesn't. And also, I say that, but at the same time,
what's going to happen in Buckingham Palace? You walk in, it's like King Charles is like, "Listen, lads, I'm getting done on Saturday. This is my stag.
Charlie, listen, I can't be. Look, I'm going to have to be away by 4.
This is my coronation stag.
I'm popping in, Charlie. It's like,
can you bring in the copy of the letter for us?
I'll show you the email.
Oh, you got an email. Tell me, have you replied? Joe, you should just reply and go, mate. Just reply and go, mate. Just right, Charles. Listen, pal. Getting married Saturday. Can we do Tuesday? ? Let me know.
That would be great. Yeah.
But also, my family and ancestors would probably turn in their.
But it's also an opportunity to speak to the king. About what? About the Irish issues.
Yes.
So he could be a bit like, you're Mr. MacDonald from Belfast. You go, yes, I am. I'm very happy to be here. And you live in a wonderful property. How would you feel if we came over and stayed here and refused to leave? Huh? And then you can say to him, listen, King Charles, listen, I know your mum was great and all that, and very sad that she passed, but my granny can't get DLA.
Uh-huh.
And then you can start integrating your issues. Isn't that a good thing?
Here on paper, that's how it should work. The reality is that we have a studio here on the Springfield Road.
What you do is just load up.
Like to keep.
You load up the clip from this podcast where I talk about him, and you just show him that on loop, and I'm sure it'll go down a treat.
Oh,
Can you read the letter for us, please?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a letter from King Charles to producer Sean, inviting him to a garden party on the week of Sean's wedding.
Some of it will have to be censored, to protect my work and stuff.
Sure, okay.
Let's see.
Oh, here's Sean now protecting the palace. Who knew? A MacDonald from the Falls Road was going to start protecting the palace. If only your ancestors knew, Sean.
Give me a second here. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay.
We've been doing that for the last fucking 55 minutes.
Sean, this letter is it all hinges on this.
Breaking news. But would you, if I was invited to a garden party by King Charles, would you? I would go.
Absolutely.
Of course I'd go.
The material.
But not only that, I'd go and I'd be like, right, what can I lift? What could I take?
Pens.
Like, I would set
napkins.
it out. I'd say to them, like, what can we take out of here for the crack?
Yeah.
I presume you get searched going in, do you? For weapons?
Oh.
I'm not bringing a weapon, by the way. I wouldn't bring a weapon, but my point is that you must get searched.
Yeah, they've got the same scanners they use in the jails to make sure you're not,
you're not
shoving
why are you bringing cocaine up your arse to the Buckingham Palace? Go, listen.
It's a Tuesday.
And King Charles dropped me a text, said, when you know, you know.
Yeah. We're going to make King Charles King Charlie. If you know what
hey! We're going to be licking cocaine up our radiator.
Sorry. Are you ready?
Breaking news. Producer Sean.
Take it away, Sean.
Take it away, Sean. Nice and loud.
The Northern Ireland office has been advised by Buckingham Palace that His Majesty the King will give a garden party in the palace in May 2023. You have been nominated as an invitee, and this would be of interest. We would require information from you in order to proceed. However, the timeline is quite present, blah, blah, blah. So we would require the following details. Please note that you may bring one adult guest. If you wish to attend, I would be grateful if you could provide your full name, your postal address, just asking for all this. So
Sean!
Yeah.
This was his
Sean,
In order
I'd have
to meet
gone.
the Palace deadline, please respond to email no longer than the 23rd of February.
Have you responded?
I did respond,
And what'd you say? Get fucked.
essentially.
Did you?
In a polite way. I don't think he
In
said
a polite
it.
way, yeah.
What did you say?
Haven't the balls to say, up there,
No, you don't say that, Sean.
But,
You should
Never
do,
say
Sean.
that. Never say that kind of stuff.
no.
Listen, it's nice that you got invited to your...
No, here, I'm incredibly honoured.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, nice to be recognised and stuff like that, but... You know,
It's not for you, and we appreciate that. and we
yeah,
accept that.
it would be a lot of stress the week of the wedding.
Yeah.
That's a major thing.
Because it's
but-
kind of weird meeting a king on a Thursday and then marrying a queen on a Saturday. Hey, legend!
I am
done.
writing that down.
If Sean, if the wedding wasn't happening, would you consider it?
No,
It's always a hard no.
Is it a hard no?
Yeah, it is, because I do meet with quite a lot of, you know, like secretaries of state and ministers of state and stuff like that, and like
Yeah.
conservative politicians and stuff because of the radio. But it's like, it is always tough when you really disagree with an institution or with like
Yeah, we respect that, yeah.
So like, but I'm a civil person, and I always do really like enjoy the conversations and bringing issues to the politicians and
Yeah.
stuff. But I think the royals is maybe a bit too far.
much,
I
yeah.
think even the presence of being in Buckingham Palace with, you know, like the scandals, the like
The Crown.
the like yeah, just
You could be in the next season of The Crown, Sean. Where they base it
I
around
think
the
it would just
garden
be
party.
a bit too far,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm taking what you're saying there to me as it being a hard no.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is fair enough.
A hard no.
I'd have went for the story.
I'd have gone and stole stuff.
Yeah, I'd have done that too.
I'd have gone in and be like, right, where is she? I'd be like, where's who? You go, I don't know.
Queen?
No. I'd be like,
Buried?
someone. There must be someone that's
Yeah.
buried here that shouldn't
Yeah.
be buried here.
Yeah. Where are you heading, Diana? She's
Where are
still
you
alive.
Where are you going? Where are you going, Charles? What's down there?
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
Wi-Fi password?
Yeah, where's Harry? Get him back. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is an episode of Cork of the North. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please also subscribe to the Patreon, which you can get on the link here on the YouTube. Big thanks to Aaron and Sean this week for a bit of a catch-up podcast, a bit of a laugh, and please do keep subscribing. And also, please go and see my show in May in the Black Box, and also Aaron's show in
May
in Lavery's. And also, we'll catch up with producer Sean, who's secretly agreed to go to the Palace, I think. But he's just trying to put us off the scent all of a sudden, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.